Okay, we're multiplying radicals and we're just getting more and more complicated. Again, the whole idea of multiplying radicals is if you break it down to a monomial times a monomial, you pay attention to signs outside the house, and that goes outside the house. And then any numbers that are outside the house, you multiply together. Any numbers or variables that are inside the house, you multiply together, and they'll stay inside the house. So when you multiply radicals, essentially it boils down to this. If you've got the same index, square root, for example, and things inside the house, just multiply together to get a combined product inside the house. Square root of 3 times square root of 2 is square root of 3 times 2 is square root of 6. And that's the bottom line. And all we do is now use that idea to multiply things together. So if we've got more binomials, this is other things that we can take a look at. If we're take a look at multiplying binomials, we can take a look at a FOIL method. And you know what? I'm going to take a look at a FOIL method here. Remember, first, outside, inside, last. But we're going to find maybe a pattern here to take a look at. All right, first multiplication, square root 5 times square root 5, square root 25. Outside, this one times that one, minus 4 square root 5. Inside, this one times that one, positive times unwritten positive is positive. 4 square root 5. Last, positive times negative, negative. 4 times 4, 16. Let's see if we can combine like radicals. These guys are like radicals because they've got a square root of 5. So we can combine these. Minus 4 square root of 5 plus 4 square root of 5 is 0. These guys just kind of cancel out. And what we have left is square root of 25 is 5 minus 16. 5 minus 16, negative 11. Done. But you know what? Because these guys cancel out, I'm going to suggest that if we've got an A term, the same term here, and a B term, same term here, and one's a plus and one's a minus, then we can just say that we're going to cut to the chase and say this should be A squared minus B squared. This is my A. A squared is square root of 5. A is square root of 5. A squared would be 5. Minus B squared. B would be 4. So B is 4. B squared is 16. 5 minus 16 is right here. We've kind of cut out this spot here. And 5 minus 16 gives us negative 11. All right, let's use that idea over here and say, well, let's see, this A is the same, or my first term is the same. Second term is the same. One's a minus, one's a plus, or one's a plus and one's a minus. You know what? I'm going to use my A squared minus B squared rule. Take this term, square it, square root of 6 squared. Well, you know what? Let's go kind of a long way here. Say it's negative 6 squared. My B term is 3, so B squared is 3 squared. And we've got to have a minus between them because that minus comes down. Minus comes down. All right, square root of 6 squared. Square root squared gives us whatever's inside the house. Square root of 6 squared is square root of 6 times square root of 6, square root of 36. Square root of 36 is 6. Sorry, erase that. Minus 3 squared gives me minus 9. 6 minus 9, negative 3, done. We could have easily gone through the FOIL route, and if that makes more sense to you, and if you want to just say, you know what, I'm going to FOIL it out no matter what, even though I see a pattern here, I don't remember the pattern. Well, sometimes you might not, so foiling it would be okay. It would just be a longer step, but that's okay. All right, so this one here, let's see, I'm going to give you the answer and see if we can get to it. You know what, let's work through it, sorry. All right, this, again, same term here, square root of B. One's a plus, one's a minus. All right, you know what, I'm going to take my 5 square root of A squared. Last term is square root B, that B term, squared, and a minus between them. Square this. 5 squared is, well, 25 times A. Square root of A squared gives me just A. Square root of b squared gives me b. Or square root of b times square root of b is square root of b squared. Square root of b squared means I got a b. Either way. And there's our answer, 25a minus b. Can we combine these? Not like terms, so there's our answer, 25a minus b. Done.